Hello, boss world. Welcome to Boxing Blog Center. Well, ever since the unified heavyweight king of the whole universe called out Deontay in his own backyard, Wilder has not responded. Deontay has been very quiet on social media, and that is very unusual of a guy who says he wants to unify the belts, saying that he wants to become the undisputed heavyweight champion in 2019. He has been clamoring for this fight for a long time. Remember, when Joshua went to America, before Wilder and Fury fought, Deontay had a lot of negative stuff to say about Joshua. And also the Wilder fanboys were very critical of Joshua, not calling out Wilder, not going to any interview, not making Wilder, not trying to promote Wilder versus Fury, where Joshua at the time was at a vacation, enjoying, relaxing with his friends, having a good time, bro. These guys have lives, you know what I mean? They are not just boxing fanatics. They are not like us. We, the boxing analysts and, let's say, new media, we are the ones that report things whenever they do things. But those guys have lives, you know what I mean? They need to do stuff for their family and other stuff, that they do, have fun. They are not robots. They are not machines. They are human beings just like you and I. They have feelings. They want to party. They want to go out. They want to have fun, which is logical. We all do, right? So, Joshua kept quiet and didn't even react to the Wilder Fury bout. But Joshua was planning something, and some people didn't know about it. That is planning to invade America. And a lot of people took that for witness, saying that, well, Joshua is very quiet, Wilder and Fury has taken the shine away from him. No, they didn't take nothing away from Joshua. Joshua is still the man in the vision. The thing is that I noticed something. The Americans seem to take quietness, politeness, calmness, gentleman character as weakness. They take it as a weakness, like, this guy is so weak, he's so quiet. They take it like a weakness. I mean, you have to be gangster type of guy for them to believe the hype. And that's very wrong, because Joshua is not that type of guy. Listen, Joshua is a street guy. A street real OG. You don't know that, I know that. Joshua is an OG. But the difference between Joshua of then and Joshua of now is that Joshua have grown into a man. Some people might be 40 years old, but they still talk like baby. For example, let's compare Big Baby Miller. This guy is like 20-something years old, right? Believe me, by the time Big Baby Miller reaches the age of 40, he's still going to be talking like shit the way he talks now. It's just in some people's character to behave a certain way. And Joshua has never been a guy that behaved that way. But he was a close-minded guy because he didn't want to let people get to know about him. He's a coded guy, like we Nigerians say. So, but some people don't understand that, especially Americans, they don't understand that. Joshua don't need to back or roar or act like a fool or act like a gangster for you to know he wants to fight with Wilder. Joshua went to First Take on Espn to call out Deontay Wilder live and direct in front of millions. Joshua knew what he was doing when he did that. But I expected Deontay Wilder to reply, to respond to Joshua and saying, well, I accept the challenge. Let's get it done. April 13th. But Deontay Wilder did not respond to Joshua. And that should tell you that Wilder doesn't want to smoke Joshua. Not saying that Wilder's afraid. He's not afraid. He's a fighter. But I think the fear of him losing to Joshua will be an embarrassment for him. And especially looking at all these fanboys now not switching sides. A lot of Wilder fans are not switching sides. Let me give you an example. Eli Segbach. Eli Segbach, the guy, I think a lot of you guys know him. He's a huge Deontay Wilder fan. This guy used to talk shit about Joshua. Talk shit about him, insult Joshua, call Joshua punk, and all sort of names. But after he met Joshua, even though Joshua did not give him an interview, Joshua just said hi, Eli Segbach reporting. This guy saw Joshua face to face in person, and this guy then was in a dramatic state. He just liked Joshua then. He started liking Joshua now. Now talking good about Joshua. Before he used to say Joshua is ducking Wilder, talking shit about Joshua. Now he's a guy that likes Joshua. He's a fan of Wilder, definitely is a fan of Wilder. He's a fanboy of Wilder, definitely, no doubt about that. But he likes Joshua now, so he's kind of switching sides now. After meeting Joshua, even though Joshua did not give him an interview. Joshua knows this guys, bro. Joshua is subscribed to a lot of you guys, but you guys don't know it. Anthony Joshua, the unified king of the whole universe, is subscribed to some of you guys. You guys don't know it. Like I said, Joshua works in a shadow. Like we Nigerians say, it's better for you to be coded guy than for you to be a loudmouth guy. You understand? I don't know if you guys get that, but if you're Nigerian, you definitely get that. It's better to be a coded guy than to be a guy that is all talk no action. Joshua is a man with actions. And Deontay Wilder hasn't replied. I don't know when he will, but he has been quiet. And that silence from Wilder really shows me that Wilder will not fight Joshua next. Believe that. Whenever Deontay Wilder is silent, you know he does not want smoke with you. Remember when Deontay Wilder was calling out Joshua, shouting his name, telling the world that Joshua is a coward and all those things he said about Joshua. Where is that Wilder now after the Fury fight? What really happened? Is Wilder embarrassed that Tyson Fury exposed him or what? Because after the 12th round, Deontay Wilder was very down. He wasn't happy. It didn't seem quite happy. But when the fight was ruled a draw, Deontay Wilder was smiling. You know what I mean? So Wilder knows that his days are numbered. Wilder is no longer young. Wilder has done several operations and surgery on his right hand. And that's bad. Because Wilder has broken his right hand a couple of times. Many times. I can't even count. And he's not getting any younger anymore. Do you know why he breaks his right hand every time? That's because of the way he fights. He does not throw it properly. He cannot throw a jab properly. I'm not saying this to tease Wilder or to, say he isn't good or something like that. He's a very good fighter, but not a good boxer. He fights too wide, and he knows this. Maybe it's just a style. Maybe that's how he wants to be remembered. But if he does not, work on his basic boxing skills, he's going to break his hand again. He throws it too wide with no direction. So I don't know what to say. I hope Water takes this fight because I really want to see this fight next. Joshua wants this fight. I know that personally. Joshua wants this fight next. Joshua does not want to fight Dillian Whyte next. But if Water doesn't step up, Joshua will take on Dillian Whyte or anyone else that wants to fight. This boxing stuff is a business stuff. Some of you guys don't know it. Even though we, the hardcore boxing fans, we know it's business, but we just want to see the best fight the best. We want to see the best fights, I believe Deontay Water is a dangerous person. He's a dangerous guy, definitely in the ring. Not as a person, but as a boxer, as a fighter. He's very dangerous because of his right hand. But I also believe that having too many surgeries is going to really affect that right hand. He's going to damage it at some point. Deontay Water only has a few years in the game left. And he should take the fight now. Because when he gets beat in the future and doesn't take the fight, then that means people will say, well, Deontay Water was already hold before Joshua fought him. We don't want to hear that excuse. We want to see both of those guys fight at the right time. And the right time is on April 13th. But will Water take that fight? I personally don't think so. But we'll get to see what happens because he's just being quiet on Twitter and on social media, haven't said anything yet. He's just very quiet nowadays, relaxing. Normally he used to be very active on social media, saying that he wants the fight with Joshua. And now that Joshua has called him out publicly in his own backyard, Deontay Water has gone silencio, which is very strange. But nevertheless, let's see what happens, guys. I hope he responds to Joshua Sulfur, take that fight, and let's get it made. Let's get it made because all we want to see, I can say Joshua beats Water, Water beats Joshua, say all the stuff, say all the stuff I want to say until both of those guys get in the ring. We will never know. I believe Joshua beats Water. You believe Deontay Water beats Joshua. But let's see this both of them fight before we can judge or then give our own opinion. That's all I want to see. I want to see the Bronze Bomber fight the unified heavyweight king of the whole universe, Anthony Joshua. Like the video, guys. Share. Give your thoughts below. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Cheers, everyone.